evening, good morning, depending yet, folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube, folks. Can you believe it? We got one more week left. God, seems like, and can you believe it? Ugh, seems like 2025 is going by fast. It's just like we just started the year, and now we're just a few months left till 2026, and also in about 3 more weeks, we have the biggest show in the sport of bodybuilding, that is the Olympia. I say Olympia, not Mr. Olympia. That's the title. The show is the Olympia. So that's just me. I'm a stickler. So, folks, this is a guest I had before, and you know her. You recognize her. I may not need to repeat her name, but for you guys, this is the lovely Mrs. Anastasia Ryder, or she'd also go Mrs. Anastasia Velisco, but we all know her better as Anastasia Ryder. As you know, I interviewed her about almost a couple of years ago. Right
2 years
after,
ago.
right after she turned pro at the Nationals in women's bodybuilding. She made a debut in 2024, and she also competed this year. She did a couple of shows, Chicago Pro, and she was recently over in Germany and did Europa Championships. She's been doing pretty good for herself. I actually saw her when I was in Tampa. It was kind of like she's busy right around. And I said, hey, so we'd like to welcome Anastasia and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be back.
Great to be back, guys. She did pretty good for herself. I mean, cracking top 3 and top 5 and 2 of the biggest shows in the sport of bodybuilding. That's Chicago Pro. It's promoted by Tim Gardner, and the Europa show was, as you know, Europa used to be in Spain, but last year it moved to Great Britain, and then now it's being run by Dennis James in Germany. And I think it's a lot of Germany's becoming. I think it's kind of an overseas mecca for bodybuilding. There's quite a few competitors that come from Germany.
Sure, I'm telling you, the vibe and just the audience and the people and the energy there was so just electric. Everybody was so all about bodybuilding. They are fans over there for real, like for real, for real.
hmm I know quite a few competitors. I know a friend of mine. She moved there a few years ago, and that's where she's living now because she was IFBB pro bodybuilder. Shout out to the Tigress teacher Thomas.
I
And
remember her.
yeah, she competed for a good bit. She even had her own documentary. I am the Tigress. We have here, shout out, we have a fan here. He's got jumping on here for the bit just to see you. He says, my man, B bodybuilding fan 01. He says, hello. Says hello, George. Wait, he misspelled a name. And hello, Anastasia. So yeah, said, if he says great and appreciate it, brother. Thank you for coming in. So what's that feeling now that you've done so well for yourself this year?
It's awesome. I'm really just like taking it all in and reflecting on everything, and I'm really, this is kind of everything I ever wanted in my life, so I'm kind of just in the season of enjoying it right now and kind of soaking it all in, and of course looking forward to the future and what we're going to do moving forward. But I'm really in a great place right now. I'm really happy with how this year went, what I learned, what I was able to do, the connections I was able to make with people, and just the moving forward on the path that I wanted to move forward on. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think good. I mean, I think it's about a process of bodybuilding, especially this. Last year was your first year, and sometimes you hit little bumps here and there. But then I think I've seen competitors that turn around, and as they grow, because you've been competing for quite a long time.
Hmm.
It was many years before you finally got your pro card, and like anything, it's a struggle. Now you were working with, I think, Nasir last year. Was
Yeah,
it? Yeah. Who's? I know you switched coach. Who's your coaching now?
I switched to Brendan Ray back in November of last year.
And Brandon Ray, I've interviewed quite a few of his clients. One of his biggest clients, she just did a little seminar last weekend. That is Angela Yo, her,
Hmm.
and also Ashley Jones, Natalia Corella, and my girlfriend, that's Andrea Shaw. They all did a great. And Angela, I mean, she looks amazing. I mean,
Yeah, of
wow.
course.
Yeah. Have you ever get to meet her yourself
I
personally?
not yet, but I'm looking forward to it one day. She was always a big motivation for me before I even competed in the bodybuilding division. She was a big motivation for me. So now, like, to know that one day I'll probably will get to meet her is super cool.
Well, you obviously have some in common. I think Brandon, I've interviewed quite a few ladies that know him and they work with him. Recently one of his clients passed away. That is Amy Mendez. I remember I was
Yeah,
talking. I talked to one of your, I was call you stablemates. She was telling me how that really, really affected him because she was planning on making her debut at the Portugal Pro
Hmm.
um, early this summer, but then circumstances happened. I mean, it's just
Well, I knew all of them for quite some years because her partner actually was from Tampa, so I knew them both personally. Um, yeah, it's a really sad story.
yeah. We won't get too more details of that because you know what, it's tough to
Yeah,
hear about it.
yeah.
But you know what, you knew her. She was a friend. You're both were friends, but it's good to remember those good people in our lives. Here we got here from my man. Shout out to my man, BB fan oh 01. He says Anastasia is one of the underrated physiques that will be a big impact, and a big fan. Says yes. Says yeah, appreciate it, brother. Yeah, hey, I'm telling you, anytime I get your girls on here, these guys get excited. So, but yeah, I think he's doing pretty well with a lot of ladies. I think with him, Brandon really knows how to work with women compared to some competitors because some coaches, because I think a lot of like some women say have issue with coach because sometimes the issue of gear being pushed too heavy,
Yeah,
especially for
yeah.
women.
Well, Brendan's very much like he'll kind of let you call it. So like he can go full send with the gear and he can do almost nothing. It's really like up to you, which I appreciate because that was a lot of people told me, oh, if you switch to him, all he's going to do is put you on a bunch of steroids. And he could do that, yes, because he knows how to do it, but he very much listens to his clients. And if you say, like, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I want to do, he's totally fine with that.
That's smart because you know what? I think sometimes coaches may have too much control when it comes to the competitors, but
Hmm.
it's also up to you because you're paying these guys money to help you with this process. But it's also up to you to be your own advocate. Sometimes I talk to ladies say, "Well, I know a friend of mine. She said she wanted to do a show, but then she talked to her coach and say, "Nah, I can't do that show." And that show could have got a Olympic qualification one year. But the thing is, it's just I think it has to be a good trust in relationship between a coach and a competitor.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You have to
yeah.
know that at the end of the day, they have your best interests at heart and you can trust them to make decisions that are going to benefit you long term, not just right now.
Yeah. Anyway, one question I asked is, she goes. She also has her married name. It's Rescue, and I asked her when was this. I mean, it seemed like it's just like I think we talked a couple years ago, and she was still going by Ryder, and I asked her when was this. So explain to the people out there about your.
No, no, we actually we got married 2 years ago back in March of 2024 now. So 2026 will be 2 years. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And what's his name? How long y'all been together?
3 years now. He's from Russia. He's in the process of immigrating here illegally. Thank you very much. He's in the process of well, you have to specify right now
Yes.
to be
Yeah.
very specific. We've done everything the legal way, but he's in the process of immigrating here right now. And he's been honestly, I don't talk about him too much, clearly, because nobody even knew I was married to him. But I would not have had the success I did the last year if it wasn't for him. Absolutely not. I have no problem saying that.
Well, that's
So,
good because you know what? It's I know quite a few ladies who have, I've done interviews with couples, and they tell me it's good to have that somebody who shares your interest and your passion just as much as you do, especially being a bodybuilder. I see some pictures of the dude. He's like a pretty buff dude. Was he ever athletic or ever did sports before he?
um, yeah, he did a pro powerlifting for about 5 years, and then he tore pec, and he switched to strongman and competed in that for a couple of years.
That's good. And where
Yeah.
did y'all meet? Which in the like the typical story, y'all met at the gym. Like he said, hello there. He's working out, and who's the cute girl
Uh,
with the tall girl?
a little more modern, typical story. We met on Instagram, of course.
Oh,
Yeah. And then we
yeah.
just went from there. We met there, and that was it. Just we knew.
That's great because you know what? I know with you ladies, people always have speculations about how your life is and what you're doing. You know what? It's none of your damn business. But when you find somebody that loves you and supports you, especially dealing with sport, because sport can really put a strain. Doing this content on this for a while, I've talked to ladies who told me that they got in the sport, they got divorced. Sometimes the family doesn't understand because we never we talk about because you remember about your grandma. How's your grandma doing?
She passed away last year.
I'm so sorry to hear. I mean,
I mean, it's okay. It was her time. It was better for her that way. We got to spend a lot of time together before she went. She was in her right state of mind when she went, so we were able to have meaningful time together too. So, that's how it goes. People get old, and you know, you just spend as much time with them as you can, and you cherish the moments and make sure that you don't take it for granted when they're here. That's all.
well, I could tell you that because it's been 5 years since my mom passed, and it's just hard to lose somebody that means so much to you. I've lost a couple brothers and sister, brother and a sister, and and I love them, I miss them. But it's one thing when you lose your mother or anybody who's like a mother figure to you, someone who loves you
Yeah.
and supports you. That's tough. So, folks, while we get Anastasia here, we're going to jump into IG for a little bit. If you want to follow her, the links in the description of this live stream. You can check her out, support her. But guys, I know she's sitting right here. She looks buff. You guys excited about it. But be respectful. She has a big Russian husband. I don't want to hear somebody like he come in the door and says, "You sending weird stuff to my wife? I must break you." He said, "Ah!" So we're gonna jump into her social media, guys. So you want to follow, shoot out to her, show respect, and also be kind. So here he is, and this is some photos. This is from both from Chicago. What does that feel like? Chicago, I would say, was you really look great in Chicago. What was the
I love that look.
yeah? What was critique for the judges?
For Chicago, it was wider back and better midsection, which I agreed with on what they said.
Well, you look, you got some great definition in your quads. The midsection, yeah, some of you always got to work on. Because I
Hmm.
think because with you, you're a lot taller, and with taller
That's
women,
always it. That's always my thing is the height every
yeah,
time.
yeah. Because I know a lady who also is a friend of mine. He's competing this also this week is Tina. Both of y'all like around about close to about 5'10",
Yeah.
and it takes a lot more time to develop muscle when you're a lot taller compared to like someone like Michelle Tyke, who's really kind of a shorty.
Melissa. Yeah.
Yeah, Melissa. Sorry, Melissa. And and here is that also. Who's that right there beside you?
Oh no, that's my trainer. He trains me in person close to shows.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Rolando. Yeah. Yeah. And
And here
that's
she
my
is.
husband. Yep.
Yeah, he's taking a picture. He's supporting you. I mean, I'm telling you, wow. I mean, you look great here. I mean, we have here also. We have Christina Mendoza's competing this weekend at the
Hmm.
Titan. Up in Anaheim.
That's gonna be
And
such a good show.
here's sad news about it. There's no pay-per-view of it.
Really?
No.
Oh man.
I mean, last year didn't have where they try to have pay-per-view, but somehow it's a kind of scam thing. I know Tina, she competed that year. She sent me a link, and then so we charge you for $1, and then no, okay, the thing didn't work, and then they took $45 out of my account. I had to call my bank. Here she is. Wow, your back looks killer. Wow,
We're getting there. We're getting there.
yeah. Just like I said, it takes time, and you know, like as a competitor. What do you feel like is your strengths physically, most of all, that you really need to improve on compared to your weaknesses?
Man, my shoulders grow really easily. I would have to say that. I don't even really think about them as far as training.
Yeah, and here she is walking with your buddies here. It's good that you have friends and there, people supporting you. You
Oh,
know,
it was
uh,
crazy. I had like 12 people fly out to Chicago just to be there with me.
that's great. Who's the chick in the dress? Wow, might want me. Hey, I'm a man.
She's
I got you.
my
Huh?
pro power lifter friend. I keep all my strength competitor friends around me. They're good.
That's good. Here's this nice little picture. She gets lovely. Look at her shoulders and arms, guys. Nice little dress. A hug right there. I mean, and the little picture together. It's good that you two, support each other. And especially this sport, as I said again, there's a lot of things that you know, really put a strain on a relationship.
Yeah, I'm constantly blown away by just how understanding he is for somebody that's not ever done bodybuilding and absolutely never would. He totally gets what I'm going through and is just completely supportive of me.
Oh,
100%.
yeah, he likes to. He's watching you, watching his words, Chicago. He was like a little kid watching cartoons.
Yeah, it was so cute. I had a bunch of friends over that couldn't make it to Chicago and he couldn't travel either because of the immigration status. So he had a little watch party at the house, and he was watching. It was so cute.
That's cool. That's good. I mean, it's good that and here she is also at the Europa show, and you look really good. I mean, it's the from the past because you did figure
Yeah,
before. There's your grandma
yeah,
there. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's a
Little
nice
trip
pictures.
down memory lane. It was
Yeah,
cute.
it's good to see who you were before to
Well,
see who you become now.
I don't think people realize how much time really goes into this. Like a lot of people just see the finished product or whatever they deem as the finished product, and they think, oh, you did that 16-week prep and that's what you came up with. Like, no, it's that plus years and years and years and years. And some years are better than others. You don't always improve every single year either. Sometimes you take a step back and you take a step forward, but as long as you're walking the path, you get to where you want to go. You just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah, like Rocky Balboa. It's not how hard you think you can hit; it's how hard you can take the hits and
Hmm.
keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Because there's so many factors that most people don't understand when it comes to bodybuilding. Now here he is. These some pictures from the
From the
uh
Europa.
yeah, whoop show. It looked really good. I mean, there was supposed to be six
Yeah.
ladies, but it went down to five because I think one lady dropped out the last minute of the show.
Mhm.
Yeah. What was the critique from that show also? What did
I
they
didn't
feel
get
you?
it back yet. I'm still waiting for them to tell me, but I'm sure it'll be more size, better conditioning. I mean, that's bodybuilding.
Yeah. Here she is with some other friends. These are the same friends that were at Chicago too.
No, these are two different friends that came to Germany with me. They couldn't make it to Chicago, so they went to Europe instead.
That's good. I mean, going all the way other side of the world to support a friend. I mean, that's when you have people like that in your life, those people are friendships you have for a lifetime. Sometimes people will come and
Absolutely.
go, but it's good to have those. And this is the question: what made you decide to do that show? Because you could have done Tampa. Linda is
So
just
I
down the road.
I
So
could not have done Tampa because my lovely husband we just talked about had an immigration trial the same day and time as Tampa.
oh, and that's why I couldn't do Tampa. Yeah. What about the Linda show? That was just around the corner. Was that same?
And my coach has a policy, which I agree with. He will not have two competitors compete against each other at the same pro show.
So who's the other competitor?
He had Patty at the time was working with him,
Oh,
and she did Atlanta.
oh, Patty Hansen. Okay,
Hmm.
shout out to
Hmm.
Patty. I mean, I respect that because it kind of like it's like seeing your children competing against each other. You
Yeah,
know,
and I totally get that, and I appreciate that because if it was like, say I had had this show picked out forever, and then somebody else all of a sudden wanted to do it and jump in, I would be like, come on, man, like who are you? Like what's going on? So I get it, and I appreciate that about him. So no hard feelings on that.
yeah, yeah. We got here from a man, bodybuilding, 01. See this? He says, question for Anastasia. I don't know if she's into gothic because it's kind of a similar to Angel Yo, and I was wondering will we ever see a gothic pose down on the Miss Olympia stage? So if you ever get a chance to Olympia,
How do we make it gothic? I mean, I guess I would be more like punk counterculture gothy, yeah, but how do we do posing that way? I'm down. Whatever that means, I'm down to
I don't know, maybe playing some uh
play some death metal while we do it.
yeah, death mode in the back, and where you have your, put some for face paint
We'll
on,
put
something
some
like
fangs
that.
on or
Yeah,
something,
like
yeah, and
like
some little horns or something.
like come out, just
I
so you
mean,
guys,
maybe a
get crazy.
photo shoot, maybe like a gothy photo shoot would make a little more sense. But if we can figure out a way to do it in a pose down, I'm in.
Yeah, photos should be great. I mean, who would you like to work with? Because there's some great photographers out there.
I mean, not to be one of those people. My husband does great photography. He's been the one doing all of my photo shoots the last few years, and he does like a lot of the horror themed stuff with like blood and bones and like all the weird, like witchy, gothy stuff. So I really like working with him.
That's cool. I mean, I think you know what, Angela, she's very into it too because you follow
She
her.
is, she is, she is.
That'd be something great. I mean, some guys being I'm kind of a little bit old fashioned. I'm an old man. I'm a little bit old fashioned when it comes to some of that stuff. I know some guys be into it, but that's
Oh
not for
yeah.
everybody.
I want to
Shots.
do a shoot. I want to do a shoot with her and Julia. I think that would be the coolest photo shoot ever because they both do like kind of hardcore, edgy stuff when they do photo shoots. And I think the three of us, oh my God.
Oh, Julia Furway.
Yes.
Uh, two Buff Bonds and Angela. Wow, that'd be something. I
Yeah.
mean,
That would be
guys.
so cool.
Guys, there's something. Some guys, hey guys, don't think about that. Put away your lotion and tissue. It'll be cool. So yeah, but I think it's something beautiful. We got here my man Alex. Shout out to Alex. I met Alex once in Tampa. He says, "Amen, George. Thank you, brother." Also, this is from my man Bodybuilding. He says, "Condolences in your family. Sorry about your grandma. I appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
brother." For my man, also for my man Alex, the same. He says,
Thank
So,
you.
you know, now that everything is done, you feel, we were talking earlier, about what's the plan now. What's going through your head? Because like I said, how well you did this season. Um, what's the outlook for the rest of the year and probably next year?
Man, I have a lot going on. One of the big things I'm hoping to do next year is actually move out of Florida. Um, my goal is to move back to the Northeast by September of next year. So that's going to be most of my year getting ready to relocate there. Most of my focus right now is going into all of my clients. I have a lot of clients that are getting ready to compete in all different sports, strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, all the above. I really want to take a lot of what I've learned from working with Brendan, and we're continuing to work together, of course, and really take it and run with it, hone my own craft as a coach, get better and better, and then, of course, plan for 2027.
Oh, so next year you're taking a break after you move and just relaxing, enjoying your time, working on your clients, and then shooting for 2027
Well,
next year.
I've never taken a year off before. So, like, from the time I started competing, I competed every single year up until now. And I know that that's held me back on some level because, you can only get so much growth out of a 5 or 6 month off season versus taking an entire year to actually not be in a deficit, not be tired, not be this and that, and just focus on growing. So that's going to be the main goal for this year too, while I'm making those transitions and moving and working with my own clients is just to put on as much quality size as I possibly can so we can start early 2027 and just start hitting shows as soon as we can, hit the ground running and get that O qualification out of the way,
Yeah,
hopefully early.
and also the time you stack your chips, because if y'all know, it's expensive for a bodybuilder because you had to fly all the way to Germany, Chicago. The cost of between, you know, the cost of Raleigh's. As often I say like that, for Raleigh's show days expense because you have to have presentation. You have to worry about your hair too much, but everything
No, no,
else,
no, that's good. I always save
yeah,
money on that.
yeah. But everything else, your posing suits, your makeup, your hair, your nails. I mean, there's so much expense to this for y'all ladies. I mean, I know some competitors they try to find ways to, you know, save a little money here and there. If you can, if you know somebody, if they have an Airbnb and they cool with you, can stay with them. They want to get a motel, and then just find little things as little hacks to find,
Hmm.
save you a little money. Some I didn't know. I interviewed a lady. She make posing suits on the side because
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I know a
it's
lot of people that do that.
yeah. Was you ever think about doing it for yourself, or you feel like you said, you know what, nah, that's too
I am not an artsy person. I appreciate art. I think it's beautiful. I love that other people can do it, but it's not my skill set. No.
Yeah, yes. We have here from a man, BBO fan 01. He says this. He says, "Is there a female bodybuilder that you look at that you uh, analyze, or you would like to have that person's physique from the '80s or '90s or 2000s? Is there any? Because I think you told me who you admire in the sport. Is there anybody in particular? Like you see the new women coming in here now. Just last weekend, you had the champ. She just came back for another shot at the title. She looked great. I mean, I always say this. I love Andrea because she did this for me, and I can't help it. But is anybody now that you're looking at pay attention to the sport?
I mean, I pay attention to all the women because we're all doing something so unique and so different, and we do face a lot of scrutiny from the outside world. So I have a lot of respect and admiration for literally any woman that does this at a high level because I know I know how hard it is and the challenges that they face. I mean, as far as like idolizing though, like, and I've always kind of just focused on how I can be the best version of myself because I'm never going to compare to somebody else and they're never going to compare to me. I can be motivated from them and see like, okay, if they were able to do that, what can I do for me? But as far as like looking at somebody else and being like, oh, I would love to be like them, I wouldn't. I want to be like me, but the best version of me that I can possibly be.
All the be you can be. That's all you can do. Because you know what?
Hmm.
Everybody's different. Not everybody's is Andrea, not everybody's Ashley, or if you look at other divisions like Wednesday, not everybody's Sarah or Natalia. Everybody's their own person, especially in the sport as they evolve and develop, as they grow. It's really to order to know this sport, you have to really be really in it. I'm just a fan. I'm a guy on the outside, but I'm not you ladies who are in the gym every week, who's constantly on your diet, who are, working and improving on those things that you need to get to that level, to be able to get to Olympia,
Hmm.
because not everybody has that opportunity.
No.
Yeah. We got here from my man Josh Simpkins coming through. Shout out to Josh. He says, Happy Friday, George and Anastasia. Thank you, brother. Also, we have here Michael Gray. He says, Hi, Anastasia. He says,
That is
Hi.
a super interesting spelling, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's like the overly phonetic spelling of Anastasia.
Yeah, she got a water here. She got to be on a water call. So,
Mm.
so this is a question I ask you, ladies. I can't help it because I have that other guy in me. He wonders, especially after a couple of shows, after that long prep. Please share me, Anastasia. What was that thing that was calling your name? That thing that you desired the most, especially over in Germany.
Oh, like food?
Yes.
I'm not, oh man, I'm really into experiences more so than food. So I really wanted to have a schnitzel and a beer in like a beer hall in Germany, and I sure did that.
Wow, that's cool. I mean, beer schnitzel. He says, "Hurry for you, like you want some more schnitzel." It's I know bodybuilding is really has grown in the last few years, as I remember. You know, since I've been doing this stuff, doing my interviews, I interview ladies from as far as interview lady who's from Singapore, Abby Jimenez, who's also for your women bodybuilder like yourself, following from the Philippines. I mean, it's becoming really, even though it's kind of it's still not a very popular sport compared to others, but it's really
It's much
has.
more than it is though, or what it was. I mean, I was telling one of my clients today that the first time I saw a female bodybuilder was I think I was 25 years old, like older in life. And this is after growing up in Philly in like a big city. I didn't see any bodybuilders. I didn't know anything about it. And I moved to Georgia and I met an older women's physique, like masters women's physique competitor. And that was the first like real bodybuilder I ever met. And well, now if you walk into a gym, you can see a bodybuilder at pretty much any gym you go to. So that's just a testament too of how much times have changed even in the last 10 years or so.
Mhm.
It's really blowing up.
Yeah, I think even quite a few amateurs who got into sport because of their own personal reasons. Because some ladies telling me because of life changes, or they found something that really interests them by the sport. And we all know it's an extreme sport. And I think the hardship of it's being a woman in sport, because I know this, and doing with you ladies, the stories you tell me, how you have two types of interactions. You have people who admire your look, who look at you, say, "Wow, what do I need to do to be like you?" Or like that, And you have the other side, like, "Hey, who this chick trying to? You trying to be like a man? You trying to be like me? What? You trying to be buff? What? What you taking? But there's more to this. I wish people would be more open minded and less ignorant.
Yeah, but people are going to be the way they're going to be. I mean, and I don't, it's not my responsibility to change somebody else's mindset. I can only change how I interact with them and how it affects me, and it doesn't at all.
Yeah. Here we get here. Shout out for my man, bodybuilding fan. Like I said, he guys, I love you, ladies. He says, in bodybuilding, what would you like to see change, or what would you like to have change that you disagree with, and what is that you love that the most about female bodybuilding? He has a lot of questions.
No, these are good questions. The one thing I'd like to see change is I would just love to see more girls in this division. Really, really, truly. Like, and I know there's multifaceted reasons as to why there aren't more, but I mean, I would just love to see more people actually pick the women's bodybuilding division. I feel like a lot of girls end up like I was somebody that ended up in it. I never intended to compete in this division, and I just wish that we could find a way to make it more attractive to girls coming up in the sport to get more women doing it, because that's going to really solve a lot of the problems we face as women's bodybuilders as far as getting more shows, getting more visibility. We just need more people. Then my
Hmm.
favorite part about it is kind of the same answer. I've met some of the absolute, like, just coolest women that are strong and powerful and brave and intelligent and caring and just every positive thing you can think of. And I met them all in this sport. Like, I've just met some of the coolest women ever, especially from nationals where I won my pro card. I still keep in touch with a lot of those girls, and they become like really close friends of mine, and they're just so freaking cool. Like, they're just cool women that are working these jobs with people and bodybuilding and chasing their dreams and competing and doing this and doing that, and it's just so awesome to be so connected with other women that are like badass.
Yeah, because I know one lady she competed with that is Amanda Santos. Amanda just got
I
her.
love Amanda. Oh my God, she's
Now
so
she's heading
cool.
to the Olympia
Of
because
course she is, as she should.
yeah,
She's like just such a freaking cool person. I'm
and this
so happy for her.
and this weekend she's competing at the Titan
At the
Grand Prix.
Anaheim, yep. I
Hmm.
know. I wish they had a freaking live stream, and I didn't know they didn't have it. I was gonna watch
Yeah.
it.
Well, I reached out to her and I asked her and some other ladies, hey, if you see me, like I know the Female Bodybuilding channel and myself and a couple others, we asked, hey, you got any pictures? My friend, Keith, his wife Tina's there. He sent me a couple pictures. I gotta post them later because I just got them late this afternoon. I gotta go through and post some of them. But yeah, they look really good from it. I think I don't know. This is there was also some other shows that didn't have live streams, but some of those shows were like the Ultima, not the Ultima, the Ultima Classic,
Yeah,
Omaha Pro. I mean, this thing is, it's a friend of mine told like this. His church would do a live stream. It's not like it's old technology. I don't know if the issue is issue of money. Is it issue like you couldn't hire some high school or college kids from the AV club and set this stuff up? Kids nowadays, I got great nieces and nephews. They can just on a
I
computer.
promise you, if it was open men's bodybuilding, we would have a live stream. That's that's the part, and that's if I do have a complaint, so to speak, I wish that they would work on a better way to see where the ticket sales are coming from, because I know that people are coming to watch women's bodybuilding, like just women's bodybuilding. I know that we have fans of the sport, but a lot of these promoters don't realize who's buying tickets and for what reason. So I do wish that we had a little more visibility as far as that goes, because people would buy a live stream. It would sell.
Well, like I said, one thing was when I went to Tampa because we had to stretch my dollars because I said what, only thing I really want to see was real physique and real bodybuilder. I stick for the other couple of divisions that day. I just did the finals. I couldn't do it, but I did went to the Masters. So my friend Eunice, she was competing there.
Hmm.
Her and Bad Rap, shout out to Bad Rap. I was there. And they also put up the prize money for women's bodybuilding. Lavinia got a jacket. It's also this weekend. She's working with Tim Gardner again because she's supposed to be also helping with the promoting the women's figure division at the San Antonio Pro. And the thing is, like I said earlier about the thing about more women should. This thing is, I've talked to some ladies and some say that because they want to get as big. But I'm looking at women right now who are squeezing themselves in the division they're outgrowing. Melissa, she was physique for a good while. Ashley, right there in your home state. Sherry Pirami, who I interviewed a couple of times, she also was with physique. I
Hmm.
think they have to get out of that idea that because it's women's bodybuilding, a while back, folks, me, I did a little discussion, and she commented on it where she would push the more glamorous, more attractive women in bodybuilding. And that's just something suggestion. I think everybody's really on that one. Everybody's like, "Ah,
I
we
remember
just
that.
yeah, it's people. It's just a suggestion, but the thing is, if we could, like promote more the women who have certain look to them, certain style, like yourself, you have a great style, you a great look to you. Like I said, you are, like I said, like you are a pretty woman. Excuse me if your husband doesn't mind saying that. But that's the thing is, you got to. One thing is that the IFBB needs to promote their athletes because you are the product. We don't come to see Tim Gardner or Steve Weinberger or Gary
You
Udis
don't?
or
No?
no, we don't come see. Why? I met Gary. He's a pretty good guy. I remember I took a picture with Isabel Terrell, and I'm trying not to look at Isabel because so but we come to see y'all competitors. Y'all are the product. You men and women, and if anything, you should invest to it. Like we talked before, how there should be more investment just for the women too. Because think about it. As you know, this year the Rising Phoenix they changed the prize money. You're not getting $50,000 like it was. They did do this. Top 3 competitors are qualified for the Olympia. Some ladies say they didn't know about it, but the thing is, you have to be aware of this stuff because if you don't, you might miss out on something.
I think they only did that because they took away the prize money and they saw nobody was signing up for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big part about it, But then, like I said again, the cost to travel to these shows, the expense, like usually we write things used to be ladies get little incentives and PDM stuff like that, and now it's just a regular show. Maybe next year it'll be different. If it still keep that top 3 part in it, like as long as there's like someone like Andrea or Angela or any others don't compete in it, you still can probably get Olympian. But that's something
But
like
I wish we didn't have to do that. Like I wish we just had more opportunities to compete in regular shows. Like why do we need all these incentivizations when the other divisions don't have that? Like just give us more opportunities. We only have, I think, 10 shows in the US that we can compete in a year. If that, I don't even think it's that many. But if we were a bikini, there's like 60.
No, I would say actually over 100.
Yeah. So like,
yeah, because you get the new point system now, and that's really for divisions like bikini, wellness, classic, and also men's physique. Because you have promoters will have a bunch of shows only have that one division. Uh, you know, it's just maybe me being an outsider and being a fan of sport. It can be frustrating. I mean, I wish there was more. Like I think it was going to have a show in Texas, but then it's hard to find a sponsor because sometimes sponsors drop out because they're not sure about. Because this year, you had shows like New York only had 3 women.
or
Atlanta
Atlanta that only had 3. Yeah, stuff
actually
like that.
4.
Like, oh, was there 4?
Yeah, because remember, Michelle Brent was competing just in so it's technically
Masters,
4. Yeah, just I wish I was talking with her. I wish she should have did the Open too because she did Open at the Rising Phoenix, and that showed that when she decided to retire back in 2023, I remember we did an interview just a few months ago. She said she wanted to get invited to the Rising Phoenix because just that year was going to be her. She did the Master O. She said she's going to be done, and she did the World Championship right after she came back from Romania. She wanted to be invited to the Rising Phoenix, but they didn't give that invite. I would say like this: this woman is one of the last true female bodybuilders. There's only a handful of women. I mean, like people like Helen Trevino, Irene Anderson, Virginia Sanchez. I mean, there's only a handful of women who are true women's bodybuilders. Everybody else, like yourself, has either came from like figure, a physique.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just even some ladies come out with bikini and came bodybuilders. We have a comment here. Shout out to the guest here. We have my man KL. He says, "Hey, what up? Hey, what up to you, brother?" Also, he says this. He says, "What big arms you have, Anastasia? It's up to you if you want to flex them or just give a compliment." Yeah. So he said, "Oh, you're the little doggy. What's his name?"
This is Bambi. She has to be a part of this.
Oh, it looks like is that a pit? Was that
Bulldog.
a
Say hi.
bulldog? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a he's heavy. She didn't want to. She's but yeah. I mean, it's just this thing is just wish there more maybe like some sponsors that want to step up and maybe help with the financial end of it. Maybe better prize money would be a incentive. Think about it. If you right now you have if you saw recently Arnold shoot up his prize money to nearly $250,000. So you can have one man's gonna. All you got to do another show after that. Like I think he's telling us, like you could do this show and make $250,000, and then you go to the Honor UK and make another, 250 million, 250,000, and then you can make $1 million. But then you don't have, women's bodybuilding physique figure. I don't care about 212, and I think fitness. I don't know if he does announce it because we have the new division coming up. Excuse me. Hop,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, fit model. It'll be a couple of ladies who competed in fit model. One of them met and one's in Tampa. But I understand why they're doing it because it's get more people involved.
It's all about money. At the end of the day, that's all of this is always about. And that's what I tell people that bring up this discussion. If you want to win this game, you have to play it. And a lot of the girls don't want to play the game, but they want to win the game. And it doesn't work that way. If you're not going to these posing events, if you're not going to these workshops, if you're not going out in the community, if you're not fucking friendly when people meet you, nobody's going to want to sponsor you. Why would they do that? If you're not personable, if you're not out in the community, if you're not making steps to bring attention to women's bodybuilding in a positive way, again, what do you want? What do you think people are going to give you money for? Existing? Sounds great, doesn't work. I wish.
I mean, I wish too. You have to be your own advocate. You
Yeah.
have to, if you want anything out of this, you have to be able to work and fight for it. Like this, my mom used to tell me, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. If you're not
Correct.
willing to put in the time and invest in yourself and say, you know what, promote yourself, go out there, put in the work. Like we talk about this, that we do on my podcast. We talk about how I think one thing if someone like Anastasia can use is like maybe sort of a press representatives. Like try to get get these ladies on like maybe on these talk shows or these get them on these sports shows. Like back then ESPN used to have bodybuilding, but they stopped showing it after so many years ago. Really just brings
You have to
attention
put
to it.
yourself out there. You have to talk to people. Like if you watch the men and their YouTube channels, they'll do gym tours and they'll go all around the country or their state or whatever they have access to, and they'll go to different gyms and they'll train and they'll talk to people and they'll meet people and they'll make fans. And that's why aren't we doing that as women? Like I go to about 7 different gyms in the Tampa Bay area. I try and hit them all up at least once a month so I can meet people, so I can talk to people. So their one-time experience with that one time they met a pro female bodybuilder, oh, she was super friendly and cool and down to earth. Not like, oh, she walked in the gym and glared at everybody and didn't talk to anybody and then left. Like, and it's a responsibility, yeah, but you asked for it when you took the title as an IFBB pro. You're not playing anymore. Like you're in it. You're a professional athlete. So if you want the same respect that other professional athletes get, you have to act like one.
And the thing is, I think there's a whole situation about the pro card situation. How if you don't pay your fee, you're no longer a pro. Or so I think it was direct to competitors who get the pro card, and because being IB pros, like especially in the fitness world, is like being like a mechanic or a plumber or any kind of job where you're kind of licensed and bonded. And some just take advantage of it, but not like I said. You have to be active. You have to be seen. People want to know. Hey, they want to keep touching you. They want like some ladies I have contact with. We talk back and forth. Others, yeah, I understand. You got things you got to do. You're very private, but that thing is you got to be personable because you
You
have
do.
image display. We got here from my man Lawrence. Shout out to my man Lawrence Perkins coming through. He says, "Good evening, Miss Anastasia. It's Mrs. Anastasia, George, and evening at the chat. Thank you, brother. I had to correct him. And also we have here from man Josh Simpkins. I would definitely buy the stream if the Titan Grand Prix would stream to see who would win the tiara and the trophy. I wonder, there's
I
some
think a
guesses.
lot of people would.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think some guesses. I think somebody's really guessing that it might be Christina because you were there in Chicago, and I think she wasn't as on like she was compared in the past. You know,
Ava's doing this show. Did you see that?
Yes, Ava Manillo. I mean, she looks really good. I saw a picture. She was hanging out with Dave Palumbo, and I think it was like because Dave was there because some of his clients were doing the Masters World Championship and also doing the North Americans, and she looked really good. I mean, she's still
If
young. I think.
if Ava's on, like if Ava's on, that'll be her show.
I think so. I think only person I think it might probably give her a run is probably Amanda or
Oh,
Christina.
it'll be a tough show. They'll be it's not gonna be her walking away with it, but if she comes in on, it'll definitely be Ava. But I think top three will be Amanda, Christina, for sure,
Yeah, I think I see that.
for
Some
sure.
amazing ladies. Here we get here from my man Lawrence. He says this. He says, Anastasia, you are the greatest bodybuilders that help to change lives around the world, and I truly admire everything you do because I believe fitness can save lives in the world today. Wow, I call him.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I agree.
I call him, he's my female bodybuilder whisperer. Shout out to the man here, Alex, who says, Bambi, adorable.
Well, she
Bambi,
is. Oh my
yeah.
God.
How old is Bambi?
She's three.
Yeah, yeah. It's technically like a baby, but at 21 years old, he's almost an adult. But yeah,
She is a baby, and she's always gonna be a baby. I think they made her very beautiful, but they didn't do much with this up here. So she's here for aesthetics. We love her.
yeah. I know a lot of ladies who love their dogs, and their pets. I know one lady who I follow. I think Natalia Kovalev. She does some stuff with some pit
Oh
bulls.
yeah, she's got her bullies. I saw one of them. I actually hung out with her a little bit in Arizona a couple years back with the Wings of Strength program, and she brought her bulldog there. It was adorable. She's cool. I like her a lot.
Yeah, well, she's also qualified for this Olympia. I mean,
I knew
she's
she would be.
yeah, because you were. I was surprised. I thought she might try to do the Dennis James show. That's her coach, but might get she feel like it'd be easier to do it the Rising Phoenix. But
Yeah, it's
then
right there where she lives.
yeah, yeah, and then it's a good thing they did added the because I think that was the kind of an incentive, as I said before, because they stripped it down to what it was. I hope Jake still have it. Anytime I say his name, yo Jake, I want that
Yeah.
money, I want that gun. It's just can't help it. He just he's the guy that came along. He kind of gave women bodybuilding a resurgence, and then people like can't say it's the champion Andrea and people like Angela and people like yourself. You are coming up and giving y'all ladies a chance to what everybody else, as I often say like this, what I say about ABC, IBB when it comes to women's bodybuilding, as they walk quietly behind you and stab you in the heart. But as long as you have people like yourself and people like Andrea and people like so many other like Amanda, who's new and up and coming like yourself, who can give this division a new life. I mean, that's helpful.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely. Some of the younger girls I see in this division are just amazing, and I have a lot of hope for the future because of them. Really, really do.
Yeah. So, what do you think would be your shelf life for this sport?
For me, oh man. Well, I don't know. Every year I keep saying, well, this is gonna be my last year, and then it never is. So I don't know anymore. I'm not even gonna try and guess anymore because every year I've been like, well, I think after this I'll be good. And my husband is the one that called me out on that the other day. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one show next year, and he was like, no, you're not. He was like, just don't lie. You know you're gonna do more. I was like, okay.
Hey, that's the man. We know all women. My
No,
mom
he
was my
does.
yeah, because my mom was my woman. I know whenever she wants something, she needed something. I like I said again, as a fan, I will want y'all ladies to get the more opportunities, and it has to be people like myself, the Female Badminton Channel, get that recognition for y'all. We're happy to do it because really, if it wasn't for you, wasn't for women's bodybuilding as a whole, other division wouldn't exist. There wouldn't be fitness, wouldn't be figure, wouldn't be physique, wouldn't be, even though technically it kind of was brought in to bodybuilding, it's not really it evolved with the sport, bikini and wellness. And then you have the other.
It's a part of it
Yeah, it's a part of it.
for
But
now.
it wasn't for the people like yourself who really are truly, I would say, truly ambassadors of this sport. And you've been ambassador before. It's not like we said, but truly ambassadors of the sport who give it life. Who get you pick up new fans. Like right now I'm looking. I got at least about 10 guys in here. Most of them not going to ask questions, but most of them like to just see because most of them they never get this close to a female bodybuilder in their life. My man Alex, he has been because he also lives in Tampa. He's a great kid. Met him when I was there, and he likes my stuff. And other guys, we admire your ladies. And yes, as other my crime is, yes, I'm a muscle person. No, I admit that crime. I think y'all ladies are beautiful,
No,
but
we are.
yeah, but I think everybody has to respect you as an athlete, as a woman. You got your business going. That's a good future. You're working, helping with competitors. Um, I think the opportunity's there. It's just there gotta be people who's willing to give you that chance.
Yeah. I mean, and ever since this year, I've really been getting a lot more opportunities in the regular world because of what I've been doing with bodybuilding, because of what I've been doing with clients. So I am seeing it change on my level. Like I got invited to go to this new fitness boot camp class opening up in Tampa, and they wanted people in the community to go and do a first class there and post about it, and they're going to post content and blah blah. But they asked me to come, which is big because it's like a cutesy, girly little studio, but they're asking a pro women's bodybuilder to come. So I think that's a good sign. I mean, even just that we're getting better visibility mainstream because that's what we need. We need mainstream visibility. We need to be on like regular talk shows and regular sporting events and on TV and being in Germany, they were streaming bodybuilding shows in bars. Why aren't we doing that?
Because America, it's this is funny thing about America. It wants to be this cool kid, like in the neighborhood, but it's still has the mindset of an old man. It's a fuddy duddy. And right now we have an old man, it's a fuddy duddy that's running the country. I don't want to get details about him, but that's the thing is, it's too much, excuse my language, madam, bullshit that holds it back. People have the idea of women, you can't have muscles. You can't, even
Mm.
if you are just, they go after women who are just basic, like everyday ladies who work out and jog, and, who just take themselves in good shape. I mean, I'm a big
It's
dude.
it's just it's interesting to me that grown men are talking shit about women and they hear themselves talking shit about women and they feel good doing that. Like how do you feel like a man when you're bullying a girl that's generally younger than you? Like, do you feel bigger now? Like, what does that do for you? I don't like, sorry, your life is that sad? I don't know. It's kind of
I
weird.
I think that sometimes some guys feel like they get intimidated by a woman to do something that they don't have the same mentality or same consistency or
Oh,
discipline to
well,
do.
whose problem is that?
You, that's you. Yeah, I know I'm not perfect. I know that. I know. I look like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers. Get the
Right,
in
right.
me belly. But I'm not going to say anything to a woman because you know what? Men and women are like I said this. We're the same race, but we're different species, we're different genders. You can't any man who like I'm old school. Any man who comments a woman like that, it got to be some sugar in your tank. You can never compare. Women are a woman can be sexy, but you can never a man should never compete with a woman to be sexy. It's one thing we compete with other men, but when you try to compete with a woman, that's something. What
It's
son?
weird. It's weird. Like, what is wrong with you? Why do you feel the need to, are you like, are you okay? Like, do you need a hug? Like, what's going on?
You know what I mean? Like I say, you want somebody to give you a kiss, and but no, hell
Like
no,
a woman should not be your competition if you're a man,
no. You need
ever,
my. I
ever.
like you. See, I like a woman like especially when you get to hug and you smell nice, and
Yeah, that's what it's
just
supposed to be like.
sometimes you do get us mad. You do get us mad a bit. But we gotta take it by say she's a woman. Sometimes as long as she keeps it like, hey, my mom told me like this. Hey, if you want to jump on me, we go toe to toe. Understand? You gotta understand. We go toe to toe. But here's the thing: is if we're gonna fight, you better not smell good. You better smell funky because you smell good. I'm not. I mean, you be wanting to
Oh
fight,
my
but
God.
you be wanting to fight. But hey, I'd be like, hey, I'm a guy. I'm perfect. We with that. But I think we have to understand what we can do, what we cannot do. What are sometimes we have limitations, but also respect you know what we have to offer to one another, and it should be understanding. If you're going to do what you do, that's cool. If I got a problem with it, that's my problem. You
Yeah.
know, If it's one thing with women do that stuff because women, y'all always gonna be like, yeah. Men sometimes men will fight it out, and then we know we're cool. But I think sometimes women remind me of this movie with Clint Eastwood called Outlaw Josie Wales. Sometimes y'all live for the grudge.
Uh, some of us do.
Because
I don't. My life is just so peaceful and happy, and I just can't imagine having a viewpoint on how someone else is living their life. I just can't. It doesn't have anything to do with me. As long as you're not hurting somebody, I don't care what you do. I don't really have an opinion on it, so I don't understand other people having an opinion on what I'm doing. Like it has no effect on your life.
yeah. Here's this one shot from a man here. He says this. He says, "Give me a second to pop it up. My computer's kind of acts kind of slow. Come on, you usually don't give. It's getting that acting. Okay, here you go. He says, here's a suggestion that was surely missed from back in the day. If Jake Wood was to do a female bodybuilding magazine that covered bodybuilding just like Women's Physique World did back in the day. Actually, I know a gentleman.
Yeah.
His name is Glenn. He has his own magazine called Amazon Fitness Magazine.
Oh
I've
yeah, I've
seen,
heard of that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he interviewed me a couple of years ago, and I went to the when he had the debut of the magazine, and that was for me. That was the first time I got to see some female bodybuilders. And a couple of these I did like one lady Amanda Snooks right there in your area.
Yeah.
I got to meet Amanda the first time. We've been on social media friends for a long time. Mary Ann, a couple of ladies who were amateurs, some pros. It was for me. It was a great opportunity to meet some ladies that I follow or have connections with. It was a great opportunity. Then go to my first bodybuilding show when I went to Savannah and meet some legends like Alina Popa and Annie Revicchio. For me, it was a great opportunity for a fan. Here we got here, for a man, Josh, he says, like you said in the last podcast, the local news does a better job covering women's bodybuilding. I just saw Elena Alvarez do an interview with a local news channel. Yeah,
Oh
I know.
really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. She's a physique pro. She's going to compete at the Olympia in a few weeks. She's from originally from Spain, but she lives in I think right around your area too. I also saw something with was it right before the week, so before the Rising Phoenix, Linda Murray and another lady was doing an interview with a local news station in Arizona.
Good.
I mean,
Good.
but it's a question from my man KL. He want to ask these questions. What is the trans women wear to compete on stage with you?
For me personally, as long as they had gone through the hormone treatment necessary and gone through all the changes necessary to actually change their anatomical and hormonal gender and profile, yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
Yeah, I know there's a controversy right now. There's one lady, she hadn't competed in like a couple of years, and she was planning on competing. And then they told her, if you're gonna compete, you got to shave your beard. You gotta be you gotta because I think there's a lot of ladies who do feel like it's one thing knowing that you're a woman and you're in the sport. And I know there's a couple of ladies who do live their lives as men, but they compete as female bodybuilders. But the thing is, there's always that stigma that women's bodybuilding get because you're building this muscle, you change your look, you're not as feminine. I think some ladies feel like that's not a good thing. If you want to do do it over there. But it's always going to be that.
I, again, I am not in the business of policing other people. I cannot control what someone else does. All I can control is my reaction to it, and that's it. That's the only thing I have the power to control. So I will only focus on what I can actually do and save my feelings and my energy for something I can manipulate and control. There's no use in getting upset or even having an opinion on it. If they're going to let that person compete, they're going to let that person compete, and I just have to make sure I'm better.
Mhm. Yeah, just come the best shape. You do you, and don't worry about anybody else.
Hmm.
We have this. This is gonna be my last man here. My man XA Gucci 23 says salute George Page and Ryder. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
brother. But folks, we're not gonna hold much too long. She's a busy lady. She got a man to take care of. The man got to
I
take
mean,
care of her.
I'm going to bed, but
Yeah, wait a minute, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. But I know a
well,
lot. I know a lot of people got to get up and do what you got to do. You got to get your training. You got to get you. You got to get ready in the morning. You got a lot of stuff to do. I know, y'all go, you feel like you think yourself because you're not even my age yet. You're going to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening. I
I
mean,
mean, do you know what time I was waking up to do my cardio the last 7 months?
what time?
1 a.m.
Ah,
I'll get
I'm
up at
still
1 o'clock in the morning, go do my cardio, come back, get my meals ready for the day, get to work by 4:45 every day.
I'm still going.
Hmm.
I just got a new CPAP machine because I have sleep apnea.
I saw
And
that. I probably need to get one.
yeah, I know. Somebody said me, yeah, because you know what, you really that. I think it's because I've been doing it for a long time, and my mom used to do this. Sometimes she'll hear me, I stop snoring. She go used to, shake me up a little bit to get me awake. I know your husband. He'd be like something like, hey, because you know what, it's just something that happens to a lot of people. It's not,
He doesn't snore at all, and I do. I don't understand. I
he's
don't
that dude
understand.
that big. You think you?
He's like 320 and he doesn't snore. I don't understand.
It's just sometimes it's just issues like
I
like
think it's the Russian air, the Siberian air he breathed in his whole life just kept it. I don't know.
those Russians are built different from anybody
Yeah,
else.
they are. They
So,
absolutely are.
yeah, but like I said, folks, we're not gonna hold Anastasia too much longer. And I this is what I would like for people out there to do. If you can do this, if you have the means and the way, reach out to these ladies with interest, maybe support. Sponsorship doesn't hurt. I mean, some of these competitors can use it to cover the cost of trips, travels, shows, everything else that's involved with it, maybe food, anything. But we don't want these guys to say, hey, Anna, I really liked your last show. You really got a little me excited. No, stop it, you sick freak.
I have t-shirts for sale in my link tree on my profile. They have my picture all over them. If you want to purchase one of those to help me out, love that for all of us. Feel free to do so. Link in bio, as they say.
Yeah, and like one thing I would love to see somebody to say, so Mrs. Valescu, we like your style, we like your business sense, we like your mindset. So if we could in the future set up a plan for you as an athlete, maybe sponsor your next shows, and you also, if you like our product, if something that you feel like it can help you in your process of bodybuilder, let us know. We're happy to help you. So if you feel like this is something that interests you, just just reach out and we'll help you. And in return, you are considered one of our best clientele.
Absolutely.
I wish I could do that, but I'm broke as a joke. After that trip to Tampa, that broke as a joke. But anyway, what would you want for yourself in the future?
I mean, I'm in the process of getting everything I ever wanted, so I'm gonna just keep doing it.
Mhm. Well, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. You just takes time, and we get there. Take all your time you want, because like I said, bodybuilding not going anytime soon.
Mm-mm,
And like I said, you got a plan. Like
mm-hmm.
and sometimes my other guy says, I don't have a plan. I'm just a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know
Oh
when I
no,
get one.
I always have a plan. I have a show picked out for 2027. Already talked to coach about it. We're full steam ahead.
The great Mr. Brandon Ray. Great, he's a
Mm-hmm.
legend. Yeah. So, folks, if you want to support her, like I said again, go. Her IG is in this live stream. You want to go buy a shirt? You can have NC. Some guy said, "Who's that?" That's my girlfriend on my shirt. So,
There we go.
yeah, just like I said again, those little things help these men and women to support. Be supportive. Be interested. Don't be that weird guy. We're talking about out there. Guys. Hey, she got a husband. We don't want no trouble, but also be someone genuinely interested to see these ladies grow and evolve in the sport. Bodybuilding is a sport is financially, physically, mentally, and emotionally draining. Not everybody can do what these people do, but if you are someone who wants to support them, be genuine support. I want to shout out my guests here, my man XA23 coming through, Josh Simpkins, also my brother my brother KL the Wanderer, Bodybuilding 101, my little nephew Alex, also Josh Simpkins, and also can't forget you, Michael Gray. Thank you for coming through. All you like I said again, you want to follow Anastasia, link subscription. Congratulations for this year. I mean,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And yeah, congratulations. Don't need to thank me because as I say in my quote, you never have to. That's why I do this to give y'all ladies a chance to share your stories and maybe find out that you're just more than just these big, buff, beautiful women. You are intelligent, you're bright. As if I go back to my old cowboy mode, you're a handsome woman too. You let your husband know that, but really, you have a goal, and you're focused in terms to achieve that goal. Keep doing it. It's gonna be times where it gets a little bumpy. It's gonna be a little hard. But as long as you have that man beside you who wants to support you, and those people that come support you, you got a lot. Some people may not have that.
No, I'm incredibly gifted. I do know that.
Yeah. So you really want to shout out anybody before we let you go?
Man, I'm really good about shouting people out in my regular life all the time. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody that is always there supporting me, that puts up with all of my preps, all my me during the preps. It's I'm not a day goes by that I'm not filled with gratitude for the life I'm living, and it's solely because of the people I have in it. So I have everybody to thank for that. I really can't express enough how lucky I am.
Well, you gotta say that they're lucky to have you in their lives, because you know what? Sometimes some people come in your life when you most need them, be it your husband, be it your family, friends. I know it was tough for you to lose your grandma, but you had those people sitting in your corner, they, hold your hand and give you a hug, say, "Baby, it's gonna be all right." Because this is somebody told me my brother James died. God don't put no more than you can bear. Sometimes you're gonna bend, but you never break.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, folks, we'd like to thank the lovely Anastasia for coming through and sharing her story. Wish her congratulations. She did pretty good, and I mean, she will do a lot better. 2027, folks. 2027.
Sure will, sure will.
2027. Yeah. So, folks, I thank my guest again who was here. Thank you guys for support. And so again, reach out to her, buy the shirts, show support. If you're somebody who's like interested in sponsoring an athlete and she's one of them, reach out and genuine interest. But don't that be that weird guy. She's a married woman. So, I don't want no trouble. Anyway, folks, this has been on our way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Good night, good luck, and have a good weekend. Go Titan!